Thanks for staying with us. On this segment, we're shining a spotlight on the vibrant entrepreneurial spirit of southeastern Nigeria. From Anambra to Enugu, Ebonyi, Imo, and beyond, we're exploring the world of empowering entrepreneurship in this dynamic region of our country. Joining us to have this conversation with us is Nneamaka Nwosisi, founder of Nisy Collections, who will be sharing her experience and challenges and successes, offering valuable insights into how we can help and support the southeastern ecosystem. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, ladies.
How you doing? Madam that's your name, Madam Nisy. Everywhere now, Nisy. Good to see you on the show.
Thank you for having me, ladies, yet again.
So a lot has been happening nationwide, and the truth is that southeastern part of our country is the pride of our nation. And because we hear a lot of things, oh, go to Aba is an about, I am wondering, okay, why is Aba not like the prominent place for everybody to come in Nigeria? So I like you as an Igbo woman, an Igbo businesswoman. I know your business is in Abuja, but you have a bit of experience from that side. So to give us a bit of insight into businesses and the challenges they're having in the southeastern part of the country.
Okay, yes, so I'm a proud Igbo woman, and I would say that, the Igbo culture or the Igbo people are so industrious. We all know that. There's a gold mine of creativity, innovation, and raw talent in the eastern part of Nigeria. Like I'll tell my friends, the thrill I get from being in Aba, in Ariaria market, where as a woman who deals with leather goods, where I buy most of my accessories, even my things I import into the country, land in Aba. The thrill I get from being in those places, I don't get it even if I'm walking down Oxford Street. Because when you go to the east, I was in Onitsha last week, you just see people, the hustle, the drive, the zeal that they have, the entrepreneurship spirit, the creativity, innovation is so much. So really and truly, just like you said, why is Aba not the China of Nigeria? Africa, actually, not even Nigeria. Because really and truly, people don't know the amount of people that come from other countries, like the Cameroonians who are coming to buy things from the market in Aba. I can remember, a few years ago, they'll tell me when we go to the market, you can't be caught in our area maybe around 5 because the traffic to go out. You have to walk out because the amount of trucks that are moving things out. So the creativity is so much. I was in Onitsha last week for a friend's father's burial, and I remember how I felt just driving from Asaba. First of all, the road, I don't understand. And these are the things that when we're talking about what is stopping that growth. It's like a less than 1 kilometer road that is, when you come out from the airport, driving into the Niger Bridge, that is causing this traffic. And you have trucks. So I'm telling the driver, avoid this truck, Obiko, move, Obiko. Because, and then you don't understand how many billions that are made in these cities every day. From Onitsha to Nnewi to Aba, all the surroundings, you see people who are hustling, people who are making magic from, let me tell you, in Aba, if you go to area, smoke shops where they are making shoes, the people are ordering slippers, it's things you see in the markets, we don't even know where these things come from. They are making them. What do they need? Yes, I built my brand to the place where you can buy our bag and you don't even know you're carrying a made in Nigeria bag. People walk into my store, leave, and they don't even know the bags that you literally have to tell them this is made in Nigeria. So what can we do to make sure that Aba, really and truly, my business has no business being in Abuja, I can tell you. I always tell people that because it's where I live, it's where I started, but my goods are close proximity to my raw materials is Aba, it's Lagos. It's where the ports are, literally where these things land. But that is where you find the talent. That's where you find people. Anybody I hire, I literally have to train them. There in Aba, you have them making these things. Well, the difference is that capacity building to actually get them to produce world-class products that can sit on any shelf. There's nothing we're doing today. There's no bag we make that you can't place next to maybe a 3,000 pound bag or something.
Yeah. So I grew up in that area.
Oh, you did?
I grew up in Asaba.
Oh, nice.
And I know that we usually do our shopping in Onitsha. I've been to Aba twice to see everything. That was way back before everybody started spotlighting Aba. You would see, like you mentioned, raw talent. And it's very unfortunate that even at this time, we're still having conversations on how we can increase and how we can make them better to international standard, because it seems like there's a deliberate attempt not to pay attention to those talents. That's what I feel personally. In Aba, we have people who can make guns, proper guns. And we're constantly importing Oyibo guns to come and shoot kakakaka here. Those guys are raw and talented. And I'm wondering, what do you think? Do I want to call the government today, or I should leave government? What do you think?
Can call out the government.
Yeah.
Aside
from the government, what do you think private investors can do to harness some of this talent and take them? Because many people I know, when they are looking to invest, they want to invest in shiny things. No, you are doing this one, let's put money. You are doing that one, let's put money. What do you think they can begin to do? Because that is a gold mine waiting. Like if you get a proper investor who says, okay, I want to take charge of the leather, I want to take charge of the fabrics, I want to take charge of this and take it to international standard, will be the highest importer of many of these products because they are being manufactured here with little or nothing. So what do you think private investors can begin to do to go to that Aba, spot any industry that they want, and do something? What can they do to help build that place too? Okay. Leave government today first.
Leave government.
today just.
Yes, today, but yes. Okay, so like I told you people, when I was entering Onitsha, I was saying to the driver, what will it take the billionaires that I know that you have in Onitsha to actually just shut down one night and do this less than 1 kilometer road? Do it themselves, because they say it's federal road, but how is it federal road? And as at last week, there's nobody doing anything there. But if you're looking at plenty industries that you have in Aba, because you might see Aba as not being China, but they're producing virtually everything there, especially things that are manufacturing.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes, we need better machines. The reason why I can do what I'm doing is because I have gone and become my own government. I have brought in machines. I still need more because these things are not cheap. But with machinery and these people are cutting the shoe things. I can tell you, everything is manual. I remember the joy. We literally popped champagne the day I brought in a strap cutting machine. Imagine cutting a handle of a bag with scissors. They are cutting these things. I've been to Aba. There are people that their jobs are cut just the pattern of sandal, cut just that strap by hand, and they're paying them by the hour, because people are coming in and ordering these things in the thousands, and they're collecting it by the weekend. So it's capacity building, it's machinery. There's so much. All these people need is light, so they can use industrial sewing machines.
Electricity.
In Aba, they are converting. We have it in my factory. We call it KK. They are doing everything manual. You're right. They can make anything. They're doing things manually. Because they don't have machinery. Capacity building that will not cost anything. What does it cost to buy some of this for them to even be able to sew with a proper machine?
So you said three things: that road, machinery, and electricity.
Electricity and then capacity building. I have to train. Because I have the opportunity to travel outside the country. I learn how to finish stuff. Last year, I actually sent a staff of mine to Aba because he was like, "Oh, we need to go. I need to go and see what they're doing. Let me go." He went there in 4 days. Was like, they are not, the finishing is, that doesn't mean that there are not people who are there. There's a girl I know, a lady I know, who does uniforms for schools. I brought her in. She works for FIRS, because you still see people telling you they're going to source in Aba. She does jerseys, school uniforms for at least 2 schools I know in Abuja, jerseys for different organizations. I've given her something to do for the police women. And she is there, because all you need is having the right, proper quality control on some of those things, and then having what you need, the right cutting machines. They are cutting all these things by hand, and they are producing in their thousands. So they need capacity building. You can't stress that a lot.
Let me let Mariam jump in here.
Okay, so when you talk about the Southeast, there are many very wealthy people that come from there, and they have businesses across the nation, not just in the Southeast. In fact, I dare say that some of them don't even seem to have as much wealth in their states as they have outside their state. And my question to you is, why is that? Why is the Igbo man more comfortable building his business or his wealth outside the Southeast when he can do that with all the resources that you've mentioned, and then come together to sort of help with the challenges? What is it? Yeah, why?
So literally, like I said, I was having all these conversations last week. I was with a friend of mine in Ngozi. I think it's because we don't have the ports. We're
Okay.
big on business and we're important. I think if that Niger is dredged, my father would say this when I was a child. So I remember the joy of just driving into Obosi when we cut into the second Niger bridge. Thank you to the people who made that happen. It lands in my village, Obosi.
Okay.
I think it's because there's no seaports. I think if everything was not being cleared, so when you say it, is it okay? Are they purposely doing this? Because you have the Niger River.
Yeah,
You
close
know,
by.
they just need to dredge it. Like, I can't believe I'm on top of water because we're in the Atlantic. I was sitting, I was
Exactly.
shouting, I was making videos and shouting as I was
As
coming
you're
in here. Because I know this is Bar Beach, we're sitting on top. So it's possible. There should be more ports. If there were more ports where the Igbo people can actually have things closer to home, I don't think people will be building all there because this place, Lagos is saturated. What is happening to the other parts of the country?
Yeah.
Why can't we develop them?
But don't you think this Lagos Calabar will help? Because
Lagos Calabar,
this
yes.
Lagos Calabar road
Yeah.
is going to be a huge game changer because you can easily network into the south and the ports are close by.
Let
But
them
it's still
just
the ports.
release Lagos.
Yeah.
Let other places develop. All you need is to open another seaway
ports.
that people
Yeah.
can clear stuff,
Yeah.
clear their goods, and everybody's not going to be, just trying to
Major
go to
cities.
Apapa to bring out everything. Because those trucks I was talking about on those roads can fall, because the gullies on those roads, if anybody in this government is listening to me, people say we should not call government. But
we
I'm
can.
talking
No, you
about
can't. It's just can't.
this road is less than 1 kilometer, even entering the Niger bridge. Because everything is heading into Onitsha. And then people are just stuck in this
Tiny
two-lane road
lanes.
that they're bad. Then people have to go into the other lane to come out. If these things
just
are
that
sorted,
Yeah, I think
I'm
the
telling you
private,
guys.
I think the private and the government need to sit down together and see how they can, work out ways to make sure that works.
They keep calling government. Me, I'm even now calling the
billionaires.
Billionaires.
That's why I didn't want to
They
call
are-
government.
a lot of
I
them.
said to my driver, what will happen if you people block this road and call Julius Berger or whoever? They will do that road in one
Name your
night.
price.
Yeah.
They will do it in one night, so your trucks can just enter. Whatever
Seamlessly.
it is that you're trying to bring in, whatever it is you're
Because
manufacturing.
these trucks-
and you can afford
Okay, so these trucks that you're talking about, they are coming in with the raw materials. Are you saying that we cannot produce these raw materials here in
That
Nigeria?
is
We don't
another
have them.
topic. We are here. There's Ministry of Trade and Investment. Why are we not making even our
Producing them.
textile guys? Even our textiles,
Yeah.
our industries are shut down.
Yeah.
The leather and the vegan leather and things we use to manufacture our goods ahead are byproducts of petroleum. Why are we not thinking of the supply chain? I ask these questions. I enter into the rooms where you have these people, and I will say my own. How much talk can I talk? I'm a businesswoman. I need to pay my salary at the end of the month.
True.
When you talk, you'll be like, what is it that China is doing that we cannot do?
Help me.
Why can we have so much? Look at insecurity. If people are engaged, you think people are going to be trying to steal? You think they
kill
want
people.
to be thinking about how to steal?
Amaka, look at the leather that you use for your bags. They made in Italy leather. They get
Yes,
them
no?
from Kano, send them to Italy. Italy refine
it
and
sent
beautify,
back.
and then it's sold
And they
to
don't
us.
sell it. They don't even sell it to us. They are more I had it.
Yeah.
Because there was a DFID project some years ago. My friend was running it, and I was trying to go to Kano at that point to source leather. Yes, I hear there's a few industries now that are coming up. But she says, don't bother. Because really and truly, it's a big cartel, because really and truly, what is leather? Is it not cow that we're eating? We're eating pomo now. That's where
We have
the
it
biggest
here.
part of leather you can get from
Comes
anything
from.
can come. And then you now hear people asking you, real leather, real leather. The biggest leather market in Lagos is in Mushi. You go in there, you see them, but they are bringing these things in, selling it to us at inflated prices. Why can we not even make our own? Okay, leave the real leather. How many people can afford it? Let us go to the leather that the world is talking about. People are now talking about animal cruelty. So in certain parts of the world, like London, they don't want you selling all those real leather stuff.
anymore, yeah.
Other things that we can make with fabric, cotton, these things are all embossed materials, real well made. We still have to buy them. The people who buy them from are still importing them.
Yeah.
And then you have topics like African Continental Trade Agreement that they're talking about now, state of origin. They want us to make things in
How would that help
Yeah.
you? This Africa International, the development, how would that help you? It's like I've heard it's supposed to be it's a good thing
It's actually now letting us, I think what they're trying to do is to help us to trade within ourselves.
Africa, yeah.
Because it's easy for you to collect money from somebody in the US
Than
because
to
you are
collect
traveled, than to collect money from
in
somebody
Ghana.
in Ghana.
Yeah.
Let me thank you to Ghana because there are maybe some banks now that are there, but I have other African countries I want to buy things from, Cameroon and all that. Then when I went to Namibia with the UNDP, they took us last year for a trade event. I was able to take my money with my sister's account or accounts we opened that were running Nisy from Canada. They were just paying me PayPal, they'll scan, they pay, but we are all in Africa. So this African Continental Trade Agreement is supposed to harmonize trade. Help us to trade with the 1.9 billion. And they are working on it.
Exactly, because we always, this is always good on paper.
Yes,
but the implementation is always delayed.
They are working on it, and I welcome it because it's big. There's Nasimer, there's so many of this, there's Wasima, there's so many of these chambers of commerce groups coming together. Let's have the dialogue, but let it actually happen because it's supposed to help us. How can't you trade with your
because we don't have so much time. Because you have run a business, you're exporting. I'd like you to, because government can be watching right now. What are your own peculiar challenges? So you've given us the challenges of helping to how we can build the ecosystem in Aba, the issues that we're having. But you as a businesswoman in Nigeria, what are the challenges you're facing? Maybe somebody listening out there can see what they can do to support businesses like yours in Nigeria.
It's the same thing. It's the fact that Amaka is her government. Amaka provides her light. Amaka has to buy machinery. There's a machinery we're saving up for that is almost like 15 million naira. I buy it, then imagine me bringing it in. It's the same problems they're having. Capacity building, yes, everybody I hire, I train them. But I can have more support, even visibility.
How would government help you train your staff? How is that possible?
No. They can. With money, with grants, with certain provisions made to me, I can. Okay, the biggest one I want to call out now is to say, we are made in Nigeria, we're making products. How many people who are Nigerians are in the government that are not engrossed with the designers of the world? Where you see our celebrities, you just have a few crop of them. Let me call out those groups. Everybody wants to be a certain way, wearing a certain designer. Can we wear our own? Can we start wearing our own? I just did a collaboration with a cousin of mine, Obi Kubana's wife, and you have those kind of people who have influence, saying, okay, you're making this. They've been supporting me since I started my business. Well, you're making this, we're going to tell people that you're available so people can see, because if you have people of influence carrying
your product,
the Nisy bag, why won't another person, why are people so engrossed with these designers that we are now finding out how much these things cost to produce in China? Oh, China,
yes. They're telling us that it's $2, we pay $2,000.
When they see our own, they will now be looking down at it. Everybody wants to carry the said design. I don't know if I can call their names. I don't want to, but how else do you support? We are Nigerian. This is Nisy design.
But to be fair, Amaka, I think a lot of Nigerians are going that route. In fact, we hold it proudly. I see, many people, even on international red carpets, they'll mention a Nigerian designer. And I think it's a two-way thing, You talked about finishing. There used to be a time that when made in Nigeria was just about sentiment because the finishing wasn't quite there. But people like you and so many others, we can see the improvement. But definitely a lot has to be done.
We need more.
Government side, because just an individual is unable to provide power. Or the proper infrastructure like road leading to Aba. Remember the time when you would buy a product and they'll say made in China and you turn your nose up. The same with made in Aba. Do you understand? But now made in China is, it's the thing. In fact, all the made in Italy, they're actually made in China. So I feel that with the made in Aba, made in places like that, we can get there. Nigeria, we hold Nigeria products proudly these days. And
I think our leaders can also help us.
They can do more. They can help us.
So if all the female let's say ministers, governors' wives, House of Reps people are carrying the bags, are wearing,
and which I think they're doing.
Like all these are events.
Okay, so one more thing I want to say, because people like us, I had somebody, an influencer that was asking me that question about a few weeks ago, say, what do you need? Because people like us, we can't put up the big billboards. We can't, awareness. How can you create more awareness about
your products?
Yeah, your products. Because you see that even just, you're not coming to advertise. So what can they do to support us? To tell people that, okay, the few people who are doing stuff, we're not few, we're a lot of us. We're a lot, just like you're saying, they're big. Our fashion is mad right now.
So
everybody wants the Nigerian fashion.
True.
How can you help to promote even the up and coming ones to say, okay, this is here, this is happening. This is what the government agencies, there's so many of them, the NEPCs of the world, which is supposed to be promoting our export, the Sweden and all that. This is what they should be doing. Fishing out the crops of people, promoting them and helping us, helping the world to actually know we're here. So that you can suddenly have a girl like me who started my business in the floor of my house. People are now saying Nisy to the world or whatever. You can have Aba to the world. Like you said, you can make made in Aba because they are making, they might not have all the capacity, but they are making magic. Things they are cutting by hand are being shipped all over the world. I
And
know
it's
there's
even
somebody
how
that's
you
doing
tell-
boxes and stuff
And it's
that
even
they're
how
selling
you
in big
tell.
shops.
It's even how you
Tell
tell
the
your story.
story.
In
Yeah,
Italy, they'll
matters.
tell you it's handmade. We are looking at it that it's lack of capacity. In Italy, they're telling you it's handmade. They take the time and effort to cut their leather.
Even the
we
love.
have looked down on our own as we don't have enough capacity. So tell your stories differently.
Yeah.
Sell a lifestyle, and then people like to buy into a lifestyle more than into products.
True.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Nneamaka. I think we can wrap it up here. I mean, it's wishing you the best, and we hope that
you.
once in a while like that, when you come around, we want to support women who are doing great things and tell government what they need to shine. And I'm happy that you're also going to be championing that cause, especially
Yeah,
from the
we're so
Southeast
proud of
angle. I really want you to own that space, because we must be able to remind government what we need to make Aba indeed the global destination for commerce.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, bringing our next guest, stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.